now's my favorite part of the show. The part where we expose those three little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. And now here to prove that once again is my Uncle Red and his best friend in the whole wide world. Oh, okay, Mr. Glen Brackston. Alrighty, it says here, we got Dear Experts. I am organizing a cookout for all the gang at work, and I am wondering what type of food to prepare and serve. Would you have any hints you would like to pass on?
Well, I always find budget is the main consideration. You know, let's say we'd have something like a fish fry up at the lodge, and then, of course, nobody catches any. And so we have to augment the menu, and always forces us over budget. And then you get all the whiners who want to know how do hot dogs and macaroni qualify as fish fry. So I just tell the guys, hey, throw some worms in. You know?
Well, you sounded serious at the time.
Well, the most important thing is to find the right man for the job. For your chef, you need to get a welder.
Welder?
Oh, yeah, and a acetylene torch will cook a 12-pound roast in under 4 minutes. And if you got electricity, you can arc weld a whole pig in less than a minute. My brother found that out. He was up in the voltage around the pig pen at the farm. And electricity adds to the presentation of the meal. Yeah, sure, because the little pig's tail straightens right out. And all the hair all over him stands straight up. But you gotta make sure all your guests are grounded, because if they stick a fork into it...
And now it's that part of the show where we expose the three little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point on the expert portion of the show is, of course, my Uncle Red and his good friend, Mr. Glen Brackston. Alrighty, here we go. Letter number 1. Dear experts, I'm a bit overweight, but then who isn't?
Oh, I'm not.
Not me, huh?
No, you know,
Big bones.
that's all that is.
Yeah, working
with that.
Yeah, it goes on. I'm interested in shedding a few pounds. What would you say is the fastest, easiest way to lose weight? Good question.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, my 3 oldest girls are always on some sort of diet or something. And I don't know why, though. I mean, you know, you've seen them. I mean, they're not really overweight at all, are they?
No.
They're slender.
Svelte.
Yeah?
They're svelte.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your oldest daughter, she's like Christina Applegate and Michelle Pfeiffer and Cindy Crawford all just rolled into one.
Well, you know, Harold, I could introduce you to.
No, thanks, though. I mean, you know, she's right out of my league, you know. She's much bigger, older. Then it's not just right.
Well, you know, she did say that she had a little crush on you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A crush, Harold. Think about it.
Oh, all right, Mr. Bryson, what about the diets you were saying?
Oh, yeah, right. My motto is watch what you eat, you know? What I mean is, well, you gotta cut out things. You gotta cut out cookies, you gotta cut out ice cream, you gotta cut out Danish, pastry, pies. Pies, you know those pumpkin pies, you know, right around Thanksgiving, they're loaded up with whipped cream, you know, and they're just nice ones. But they're just right there at the dinner table. And they got a cherry on it, you know? A cherry crumble pie. My oldest daughter, Lisa, makes this cherry crumble pie, I swear. It's that thick, and it's got just stuff falling off the top, and you're just looking at it, and man, it's just... Oh. Well, that's tough.
Yeah, I hope that answers your question, viewer.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, that's a problem. And now it's time to expose those three little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here once again to prove that point on the expert portion of our program is my Uncle Red and his good friend, Mr. Glen Brackston. Okay, dear experts, my brother is gay. My brother is gay, and I tried to talk him out of it, but he says he was born this way. How can I get him to straighten out and fly right?
What are you guys looking at me for? I'm an expert on boats and RVs.
Yeah, I know, Glenn. I just thought that maybe, you know, you could...
No, Red, I'm married. I got 7 kids. I got 7 kids at home, pal.
I know, I thought you just would be, you know, more comfortable with the,
Hey, I don't think you got any kids, do you, Red? You don't have any kids. Well, go ahead, feel that. Go ahead, right there. Come on, no, feel it, come on. Here, feel that. There, Harold.
I'd rather not.
I lift outboard motors every day, don't tell me.
All right. I just thought, you know, you'd feel more comfortable. You got the kids, you know, and everything. You're so masculine, I thought you'd be fine, you know.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Mind you, Glenn, you know, your kids are all girls.
So?
But excuse me, I just think what my uncle is trying to say in his primitive, politically incorrect way is that, you know, being the father of 7 daughters, perhaps you'd be more in touch with your feminine side than the other guys around here.
Whoa, feminine side, Harold. I don't have a feminine side. I got 2 sides, front and back, and they're both masculine, okay?
Okay, well...
For God's sake, don't try to prove it, Horace. Look, all right, if you're uncomfortable with this...
I'm not uncomfortable. No. I wish there was more gay guys in the world. Sure, then I wouldn't have to watch my teenage daughters like a hawk.
Okay, I think we've offended everybody with any sensitivity now. So why don't we just wrap this up?
No, I can answer this. No, I mean, you can't talk somebody out of being gay, you know. See, it's biological. Live and let live. Do what you want to do, you know. Just mind your own business.
Wow. Cool answer, Mr. Brackston. Boy, I wish more guys around here had sensitivity like you.
Why is that, Harold?
No, wait. No, feel that. And now my favorite part of the show, the part where we expose those 3 little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point is my Uncle Red and his best friend in the whole wide world. Today is Mr. Glen Brackston. Dear experts, for years we have been told that the communists wanted to control the whole world, but it turned out they couldn't even control Bulgaria. Why did the entire communist system collapse, and could the same thing happen to capitalism?
I don't know. I think the reason the communist system collapsed was one word: recreational vehicles. Yeah. You ever seen a Rusky RV? You ever seen Karl Marx driving around in a motorhome?
Oh, no, it wasn't him.
And why not? You see, remember May Day? You see, always on the news. They got those guys up there waving as all the missiles go by and all the tanks go by, but not one RV. You know why? Because they didn't want people to roam around the Soviet Union. No, they didn't want to give them their 4 tons of freedom. That's what it was. Yeah. You got the KGB, you got the USSR, you got RV. Communism fell at the knees of the RV.
Well, thank you, Mr. Brackston, for that interesting insight into global politics.
You show me a society that doesn't have RVs, Harold, and I'll show you a society that's politically and morally and spiritually corrupt.
The Winnebago domino theory.
The experts portion of the show where we examine those 3 little words men find so hard to say. I don't know. Those are the 3. Okay, here's our letter. Dear experts, I recently suffered a heart attack and am wondering what I need to do to prevent another one.
Well, I would suggest asking your doctor rather than writing into a show that uses duct tape.
Doctors are idiots.
My doctor says I need to exercise and eat healthy.
Yeah, see? Exercise and eat healthy. Come on.
And this is from the guy who's had 5 heart attacks.
Well, no, I really just one, Red. The others were false alarms. Yeah, the second one was just angina. And the other 3 were just onions.
See? Diet is important. I mean, I think you're supposed to, you know, eat a lot of organic fruits and vegetables and oat bran and roughage.
Well, no, I would never eat anything called roughage.
No, see, I had a doctor that tried to put me on that high fiber stuff, you know. What he didn't take into consideration is I live in a house with a wife, 7 daughters, and 1 bathroom. Good thing we got a big backyard.
Call me.
Well, I think a little bit of exercise is good. I mean, I heard that somewhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, as long as you just don't go overboard, you know. I mean, I'll tell you what I do. It's when I go out for breakfast, I angle up when I pull into the drive-through, you know, so I'm about 3 feet away. So what I got to do is I got to stretch right out way over like this, you know, and then I'm fully extended before I can grab the donuts, right? So it's very good for your cardiovascular health.
Okay, I think our viewer needs to consult a nutritionist and a doctor. And probably a psychiatrist if you're going to take advice from these guys.
If you have a heart attack and you got to phone 911, make sure you ask for Roger. He's a great ambulance driver, okay? He's always got a couple of jokes, and if you ask, he'll take off your oxygen and let you have a smoke.
And now it's for that part of the show where we expose the 3 little words that men just find it so difficult to say. I don't know. And here they are, my guests on the expert segment today. Of course, my Uncle Red and Hap Shaughnessy. Here's letter number 1. Dear experts, although I have a degree in both economics and political science and have won many friendly games of I'm way smarter than you are, I have never really understood how computers work. Can you explain?
Hap?
No, go ahead.
Well, a computer is a very simple thing.
Yeah, there's nothing to it.
Yeah, mainly you have your computer programs, which are on the disks. And the disks go into the computer, and they're spun around there by a type of electric drill. And that's flying around in there so that your software high-density database units come spinning right off the disk and ram right up against your TV screen. And that allows you to print stuff off, and you can get graphs, which will show you exactly how much money you're going to lose next year.
Yeah, well, I better clarify that a bit, I think. To do that, I'd have to go back as far as the old Morse code that I used during WW2, when I had to let my squad know that I'd captured this enemy battalion single-handedly, and that I'd had to decline the medal because there wasn't enough room left on the tunic anymore. It was disappearing over the shoulder. But where Morse code was dots and dashes, computers are 1s and 0s, or bits and bytes, or I's and BM's. And they got this little Japanese a robot inside the CPU, and he's going like that to beat the band.
Portion of the show where we examine those 3 little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. Excellent. Okay. This week, joining my Uncle Red in the expert portion of the show, his very best friend in the whole wide room, ferry boat captain, Mr. Hap Shaughnessy. Okay, our viewer writes, dear experts, my husband says that everything on television is a load of crap. I prefer to use the term a load of bad stuff. Do you think television is a load of bad stuff, too?
Well, I sure do. It's all crap, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, everything except this show, right, Uncle Red? Not this show.
All right, if you say so, Harold.
How about you, Mr. Shaughnessy? What do you think, that television's a load of bad stuff, too?
Yeah. Yes, I do, Harold, yeah. Yeah, it's all crap. And it could have been so great. That's what hurts. I'm almost sorry I invented it.
Invented what, Hap? Crap?
No. Television. I was going to call it Hapavision, but I changed my mind when I saw so many of those early pilots and the way they turned out. So everyone was saying, who invented television? And I said, I'll never tell. And then after that, they started calling it Never Television. And then they call it television, and the rest is history.
History in the making, I'd say.
So I washed my hands of the whole thing outside of a brief stint when I took over The Tonight Show from Jack Parr. I couldn't stand that Hollywood scene. It was so phony.
Tough for you to stand out in that crowd, I would think.
Well, once again, it's that part of the show where we examine those three little words that men find so difficult to say.
I don't know.
Okay. All right, joining my Uncle Red in the expert portion of the program today is his best friend, Mr. Hap Shaughnessy. Okay, dear experts, I am a student at a high school in a faraway place, not near Possum Lake. Unlike your handsome nephew, Harold, I am having trouble at school with bullies. What can I do about this? Signed, Ivan Ivanovich.
Well, Ivan, you may not be as handsome as Harold here, but you know, you have exactly the same handwriting.
That's odd.
Okay, Ivan.
Ivan, you know.
All right. Ivan, the best way to deal with bullies is go out there and learn yourself one of them self-defense things, like they got the judo, and I believe they have the taekwondo.
Yeah. And the Faso Latido.
Pardon me, Hap?
Faso Latido. It's that martial arts technique that I developed when I was Dwight Eisenhower's bodyguard.
I never heard of Faso Latido.
I sang it a few times.
Well, I only taught it to a few people. It's a technique that combines karate, judo, ninja, and rhythmic gymnastics.
Rhythmic gymnastics? Isn't that the thing where you do the gymnastics and you got the rubber ball and the baton and you wave all them big ribbons around?
That's the one. I got a silver for that in the '52 Olympics.
I thought rhythmic gymnastics was a female competition.
I know. I snuck in with the Russian women.
Portion of the show where we examine those three little words that men find so hard to say.
I don't know.
Excellent. I don't know. So, on the expert portion of the show today, we have joining my Uncle Red, his best friend in the whole wide room, Mr. Ferry Boat Captain himself, Hap Shaughnessy. All right. We have a lady viewer writing in, and she writes, Dear Red, when I grow up, I want to be famous. What is it like to be famous?
Well, you know, it's...
And do you know anyone who actually is famous?
I think I am famous in this area. You know, I certainly have a reputation.
I don't think she's talking about collection agencies.
Fame. Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth. Once in Hollywood, you can be the toast of the town. You know, star of comedies, westerns, action films. The next minute, you're running a ferry boat service up in some godforsaken town in northern Ontario.
You're not talking about yourself there, are you, Hap, at all?
30 films, an Oscar nomination, and who remembers?
No one on this planet.
So, Mr. Shaughnessy, you're saying you were in movies?
Oh, you see, Harold, you break my heart when you have to even ask that question.
Well, it's not easy for me either, sir.
I played the farmer in Shane. I played the mad bomber in Airport.
Oh, wait a sec. I saw those movies. And that actor, well, it wasn't Hap Shaughnessy, I'll tell you that.
The studio publicist called me Van Heflin.
Van Heflin?
Yeah.
Ah, you were taller then, weren't you? And if I remember right, you had a much different, face.
Just part of my craft, Harold. Yeah. Now, I don't want to brag, but no less an actor than Charlton Heston told me that I could really act.
Well, he said that with a straight face, so I'm convinced.
portion of the show. That part of the show where we examine those three little words that men find so hard to say. I don't know. That was great. Okay. Joining my Uncle Red in the expert portion of the show today is his best friend in the whole wide room, water taxi captain, Mr. Hap Shaughnessy. Okay, our letter is from Maryland. Ah, excellent. All right. Dear experts, la la la. My doctor has ordered me to get some exercise, but I'm not really into sports. Now, is there something simple I could start with to build up my stamina and muscle strength before I attempt a more rugged sport like hacky sack? Well, actually, no, that's a very good question. Perhaps you'd like to go on maybe the same fitness program as my Uncle Red. Unless, of course, you're allergic to beer.
I would suggest this viewer get one of those exercise machines. What do you call them? The one with the handles and you sit on them.
The knotless machine.
No. The one with the wheels and the chain. You know, the motorcycle. You should try motorcycle jumping. It starts you out easy enough by only exercising your wrists, and you learn to develop your sense of balance. And if anything goes wrong, it gives your whole body a relaxing asphalt massage.
So you were a motorcycle stunt jumper then, were you, Mr. Shaughnessy?
You never heard of Odyssey Shaughnessy? I had a 1,200 horsepower Norton. It had 7 gears.
And he's giving us all of them right now.
Yeah, I was the best. I was all set to jump over the fountain at Caesar's Palace. This was long before Evel Knievel. I had the networks all lined up to cover it, but I backed out at the last few minutes on the insistence of the girlfriend.
Oh, well, I'm sure she was just, afraid for you.
Nah, more for herself, Harold. She was in the sidecar.